Hello, Matthew, and all you neuropsychotherapy fans. Once again, it's Dr. Dave here in Northern California to tell you about my latest episode of Shrink Rap Radio. And we're talking about Shrink Rap Radio number 442, in which I interview Michelle Rosenthal about reclaiming your identity after trauma. And it's an interesting take on working with the victims of trauma because her book that she's written has a unique slant in that it focuses so much on identity and the sense that trauma robs a person of their identity before the trauma, and that there's a whole process of healing that involves a rebuilding or a rediscovery of that identity. So I've interviewed a bunch of people about trauma and read a bunch of books about it, and this is the only one that's made such a large case for the issue of identity, but it makes sense to me. And by the way, the title of her book is, and I had it right here in front of me, Your Life After Trauma. Powerful Practices to Reclaim Your Identity. And Michelle Rosenthal is well qualified to write such a book and to qualify for such an interview because she is a trauma survivor herself. When she was a young girl, she was given an antibiotic, I guess it was, or it was some sort of medication, and they didn't realize that she had an allergy, and it had the effect of evidently giving her third-degree burns, or at least the same effect as third-degree burns, all over her body. And it took her years and years first it took a long time for the skin to heal, but much more long-lasting was the trauma to her sense of identity. So I think you will, she's a very dynamic speaker, and so I think you all will very much enjoy this interview. Shrink Rap Radio number 442, Reclaiming Your Identity After Trauma with Michelle Rosenthal. So back to you, Matthew.